Let's add the cutest animal ever to the Elm Hill City Zoo, the Dik-Dik. Today we'll build an indoor and the outdoor habitat for those adorable little guys. This is the next enclosure that we are adding to our Goodwin Center in the zoo, and I really love how this one has turned out. I really hope you guys will enjoy today's video. Hello guys, this is Cesar Creates and welcome back to my channel. It is so nice to finally record a new episode of the Elm Hill City Zoo, and today we'll have something special. I will build for an animal that, at least in my opinion, is the most adorable animal in Planet Zoo, and this is the Kirk's Dik-Dik. The Dik-Dik was added to Planet Zoo with the most recent DLC for this game, the Zookeeper's Animal Pack. It is a tiny ungulate, a tiny antelope species that comes from Africa. It is one of the smallest ungulates on our planet. It is very interesting. It has a lot of unique features and behaviors. It is, for example, a solitary or mostly solitary animal, while other antelopes mainly live in herds or groups. Its name comes from its unique alarm call, so if it sees a predator or something alarming, it will make this Dik-Dik sound, and that's how it's got its name, because I saw some of you being a bit, let's say, concerned about the name, but yeah, it is called after its sound. I don't know if you guys saw them in some zoos, for example, in person, but they are indeed tiny. They only have like 30 centimeters. I was lucky enough to see them recently in some zoos, so I am totally in love with them. This is such an adorable animal, and I think that Planet Zoo team just nailed the model of this animal. Like the face, the big eyes, the ears, the color like of the coat is so spot on, and yeah, this animal was very high on my wish list, so I am so happy that it was finally added. It was actually part of my initial animals that are still missing in Planet Zoo wish list that I uploaded to my channel quite some time ago. The Dik-Dik was included there because I really wanted to see a smaller ungulate in this game. I still would love to see the mouse deer, for example, but I don't think that we'll get it because we just got the Dik-Dik and they probably wouldn't give us a rather similar animal. I know that they are different, but still this is a tiny ungulate just as a Dik-Dik. Okay, but enough about those adorable little creatures because we have so many topics for today. First of all, let's talk about the habitat. So if you have been following the Elm Hill City Zoo series, you know that we started a new project in the zoo a while ago, the Goodwin Center. I just wanted to have a building for multiple African species in our African section of the zoo, and that's how I came up with it. There are already the African spurred tortoises living here. We also have the aardvarks that we added last time, and now it is time to add the Dik-Diks. We will have one more animal, as I told you guys before many times, because I still see so many questions about this. In the next episode, we will build for something very exciting, something that you guys are waiting for, the African leopard. So I just cannot wait for that because I have a pretty nice idea for this, and I basically want to build something a lot more realistic than we've built for other big cats in the zoo. So there will be different like separation areas and very like elaborate backstage area. I hope that I will be able to nail this, but we will see in the next episodes. But yeah, today's enclosure for the Dik-Dik will be kind of similar to the one that we've built for the aardvarks. Those are the two habitats that are opposite each other, and they are meant to create this one almost like a crater or anything like this that the guests will just walk through using this wooden elevated path. So I wanted the two habitats to sort of look like similar to each other but still have some distinctive features. So the one for the Dik-Diks that we are building today will be a bit more like grassy I wanted to make it look like a savanna. So this is their natural habitat. They live in like arid climates on savannas and stuff. I've read some things about them before starting to build this. I know that they, for example, don't like the taller grasses because they like to see everything around them. So I didn't want to add too many higher grasses, but I still added some because we are still in a zoo environment. I assume that they don't feel as threatened as they are in the wilds, where there are predators everywhere. Like those tiny little antelopes have so many natural enemies, like predators that are hunting on them. Even bigger birds like eagles and stuff are hunting their little ones, so they need to stay alarmed all the time. But in the zoo, I don't think that they have this in them because they normally feel safe. And I still wanted to give them some higher plants so that they can hide behind them from the guests if they don't want to be looked at all the time. So yeah, at first, as you guys can see, we are focusing on this outdoor area. I added some barriers at first, then I added the rock formations in the back. I added a lot of different plants on those rock formations, just again to have this contrast between very green outside of the habitat and a bit more arid and savanna-like inside of the habitat. In here, I decided to also add a little pond for them, so there's a little water section. Unfortunately, I don't know why I stopped recording when I was just adding this water, but it wasn't anything too complicated. Again, those enclosures and the building are very inspired by Prague Zoo and their Darwin crater. And this enclosure right here that we are building for the Dik-Diks in Prague Zoo, this is for the Tasmanian devils. And they also have this little water section, and this is something that I wanted to recreate. Of course, I wanted to have the water to be very shallow so that the animals would simply walk through this water if they want to, and they don't need to swim. I don't know if Dik-Diks can swim. I assume that they can, but I don't know if they want to. So that's why I decided to make the water very shallow. When I was looking for the inspiration for this habitat, I found out that a lot of Dik-Dik habitats actually have a lot of plants. So those tiny little guys, they probably don't have such a large appetite that they would eat all the plants in their habitat. And I, of course, decided to use that and add a lot of plants in here, but still I wanted to make the plants look a bit more more dry, so they are a bit more yellow, orange and stuff, so it still kind of resembles their natural habitat recreated in the temperate biome, if it makes any sense. You also could see me add the electric wire on the rock formations. I know that Dik-Diks are very tiny and probably they shouldn't be able to jump out, but I think that in a real-life zoo they would add some hot wire there, just to prevent any, just to make sure, completely make sure that they wouldn't be able to, I don't know, just jump from one rock to another and escape somehow. But also I can imagine that this habitat could be also used for some other animals, some other species before or in the future, so that they already have this wire in there. I don't know, I just came up with this idea and I thought it would look nice, so I added it. There will be some enrichment items for the Dik-Diks in this part of the habitat, and I will also add a little roof for them. So this is a little, I don't know, shading structure. I also saw that in some of their habitats that they have something like this. Maybe if the sun is too harsh, they just like to go there and hide from the sun. I created this one actually for the Red River Hawks, I think, and I just copied it here, and I think it looks really, really nice. And later, of course, we will build the indoor parts inside of the Goodwin Center, where the Dik-Diks will spend their winter. So this is what the other part of the video will focus on. I am recording this voiceover straight after watching the latest Unlocked by Frontier, where they teased that we should watch the next Unlocked in March, because there will be some news for the PC version of Planet Zoo, so probably we'll get a teaser of the new upcoming DLC, which is so exciting. I cannot wait for that. They have been focusing a lot on Planet Coaster 2 recently, so I would love to see some Planet Zoo news finally. I don't know if this DLC will be the last one, but I hope that it will bring us some very requested animals, and I just cannot wait to see what it will bring. I would love to see some more terrestrial birds or ducks. A secretary bird would be amazing. Some bigger ungulates, for example a kudu or a eland or nilgai or a musk ox. Those are the ones that I would love to see. The generarch will be amazing. What else? I know that a lot of you want to see the walrus, so maybe I'm not a huge fan of this idea, but if you guys want it, I'm down for that. But for me also, especially smaller primates, that is a very huge thing missing in this game. We don't have tamarins, we don't have, I don't know, sakis, titi monkeys, there's so many of them. Also coati would be so nice, so I hope to see at least some of those in the next DLC, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I am probably forgetting to mention something that was even more requested by me, but I didn't prepare for that. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that the high grasses that I am using are actually made by a very talented creator, the Roma Palacios. So if you would like to use them, I will put the link down in the description. They are amazing, perfect for habitats like this, and they are of course from the workshop. So the last couple of weeks were a bit crazy and hard for me. So as you guys could see, a couple of days ago I uploaded finally a new short reel or anything like a tour from my visit to Biopark Fuengirola. That was so amazing. I just loved this zoo so much. If you haven't watched that, take a look. So maybe it will inspire you to go there, because oh my god, this was one of the best zoos that I ever visited. But yeah, this actually happened a while ago, I don't know, several weeks ago, but I just couldn't record this the reel or anything else because while I was in Spain, actually after visiting the zoo, I felt a bit of a pain in my muscles. I thought that, I just walked too much or something, but then it got worse. Then I got a fever. Then half of this trip I was almost, dying and laying in bed. Going back by plane home was terrible. When I got home, I thought that maybe I had a COVID, so I took a lot of tests, and it turned out that I had a flu. It was a flu type B, and I don't remember being that sick. I don't know when I was this sick last time. Even when I had COVID, I wasn't feeling that bad. I was basically laying on my sofa for 1 week, just having very high fever. I didn't have strength, and yeah, it was terrible. So recording, I didn't feel like it, sitting in front of my computer. And also I had a severe cough. So I was coughing all the time, so I just couldn't record anything, because even if I tried, I started to cough. I don't know if you guys saw the little update about the Planet Coaster that I recorded while being actually sick. So I told you that I'm sorry for my voice in this video, but you couldn't really hear too much of a difference. But what I did was, I don't know how many times I stopped the recording. I don't know, 50 times, because I had to cough. So it took me so long to record that very short video. But what I also wanted to mention is that when I finally got back to the game, I opened the save file of the Elm Hill City Zoo, and I actually was at home a bit sick, so I had a bit more time. So I spent the entire day building the outdoor enclosure for the Dik-Dik. So I basically did it in one sitting, and I just saved the game, I closed it, and the next day I wanted to, build the indoor part for it. And I tried to open the save file, and unfortunately the game crashed. And then again it crashed, and then again and again. So I just couldn't open my save file, and I had this whole flashback of when the Elm Hill City Zoo stopped working. So it appeared that it happened again, and I was so stressed. I was so unbelievably sad about this situation, because again I thought that we won't be able to finish this project. I again tried everything before texting Frontier, dropping them a message that I have this issue. I remembered that there was an update for the game recently, and I thought that maybe this update messed something up again. Frontier is actually looking into that. They will try to fix this. I'm sure that they are very busy with all the Planet Coaster 2 stuff, but they said that they will look into that if they have some free time. But what I was able to do actually to sort of fix this issue, because as you guys can see, we are building, so the habitat is finished. I got an early access for the Zookeeper Animal Pack and a lot of previous packs, and whenever we are given this, I hope that I am able to, I can't say that, we are given an access to a beta version of this DLC, so I still had this access. So I could sort of downgrade my game to the early access of the Zookeeper's Animal Pack while still keeping my save file, and in there I was able to finish that, and I am able to continue to build the Elm Hill City Zoo just fine. It works just as before. I've already told that to Frontier, but unfortunately the thing is that they released 2 updates from the time that the DLC was released. So one of the things was that they improved the traversable area and the hitboxes for the Dik-Diks. So unfortunately I don't have it, and they require a lot of space for their tiny size to navigate through this habitat. And the other thing is that recently they, for example, added the animation for the leopard that they can lay on the vertical poles. So I don't know if for the next episode we'll have it, but I am very hopeful that Frontier will be able to fix my issue. I don't know, maybe you guys also had this issue. I am able to load into most of the files that I saved before the recent update, but I cannot load into any if I'll save the game right now, then I cannot load into the save file anymore. I don't know why. It happens for all the zoos, it happens for my older projects, so it is very weird, and I am very hopeful that they will be able to fix it. And I just wanted to ask if maybe some of you also had this issue since the latest update. I hope so, or I don't know, because then maybe it means that I am not alone and they will look into that. I'm so hopeful, and I'm so grateful that they replied to me and they said that they will look into that, but they of course cannot promise anything. And the last final thing that I wanted to say before we'll go back to the video and to the habitats is that as you guys can see, I started to upload more of the short form content on my channel and on my social media. I just figured out that we are living in this short content world right now. Everyone watches TikToks, Reels and everything, so our attention span got so much shorter, and if I have this content, for example, from of course my zoo visits that I used to upload before, but also from the cinematic shots that I am using or I am recording for my videos, why not use them as well for some Reels, for some Instagram and stuff, so you guys can also see the habitat in a full glory in a little video, and you seemed to like it so far, so thank you for that. And I just wanted to tell you that this will for sure continue in the future. I don't know why, but shorts on YouTube for me, they work the worst, absolutely the worst. They don't get that many views. For me, the best app out there is Instagram. I don't know, maybe it has something to do with my age. The Instagram is said right now to be a millennial app, and I am a millennial, so yeah, maybe that's why I'm doing the best there. But TikTok is also quite fine, but yeah, Instagram definitely wins when it comes to the number of views. And actually, I don't have a time in this speed build part of the video. I'll meet you guys in the second for the cinematic shots, where I will talk more about the habitat and the intersection of this habitat and what I had in mind while building it. So here it is, the finished habitat for the Dik-Diks. I really like how it has turned out. Maybe the outdoor area could be a bit smaller because they get a bit lost in this big habitat, but I am very happy to give them a big space here in our zoo because I just love this animal so much. I think it is the most adorable species right now in Planet Zoo, and also the model is just spot on. This is absolutely an S-tier animal to me. I just love how they look, how they behave, and just simply everything about them. The outdoor enclosure was meant to match the previous enclosure that we've built for the aardvarks, and I think that they both look really good together, and I really like this elevated walkway for the guests. If I actually had the guests in this zoo, I think it would look absolutely amazing if they would just walk through this little crater that we created here and observe the animals. The indoor area was meant to also match the previous ones that we created for the aardvarks and the tortoise. I think this one is actually my favorite so far. I really like the plants that we've put on the rocks, and also the logs that I added here. As you guys could see in the speed build, I firstly added like this bark path inside because I wanted to have these pieces of bark that you sometimes have in the indoor habitats in the zoo. But with this, I felt like it looked a bit more tropical, and the Dik-Diks live in more arid climates. That's why I decided to change it to just simply sand. And what I also did, and I didn't record that because I didn't want to make this video too long, I created the little backstage area for the Dik-Diks, so they have somewhere where they can rest, spend the night, or maybe be separated. And this is a little connection that they use to go from the outdoor part to the indoor part. And yeah, that's it. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I certainly did enjoy building this. I'm so glad that I was actually able to finish this episode. With all the problems that I had with the save file, and I really hope that we'll be able to solve them in the future. And just to remind you, in the next episode we will build for the African leopard. I just cannot wait for that. Okay guys, if you enjoyed today's video, please remember to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Ring the bell if you want to be notified every time I upload a new video like this. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And of course, leave me a comment, tell me what you think about the new habitat and about the Goodwin Center so far. If you'd like to become a sponsor of one of the habitats in the Elm Hill City Zoo, you can do it with the join button down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys!